Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies to my least favorite. I like them all. I'm just, like a top 10 list, but I'm not going to do a top 10 list. I could have, if I decided not to. All right. So, this is from the first Nightmare on Elm Street, or A Nightmare on Elm Street, to Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I didn't want to add Freddy versus Jason. I don't know why I just didn't. And I'm also going to be doing the Child's Play, my favorite to least. Not the same thing like this. Let's just get this started. Okay, number one. Now some people are gonna joke or shit on me on this, but Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare is my all-time Freddy Krueger movie. I guess I like it because it's early '90s. I mean, I can't explain it. I mean, I just like it because it has more comedy. Well, all of them have. Well, not. Yeah, maybe all of them have more comedy to horror to it. Freddy's Dead, like I said, I like a more comedy and horror mixed together. This one in Freddy's Dead, I know they has more comic effects in it. Like when John Doe was getting pushed off the was it John Doe when he landed on those spikes, and when Freddy, like it was Looney Tunes style, where Freddy was getting the spikes on the road, and like Looney Tunes style, when John Doe hits the spikes and it kills them. That was more funny. And of course my favorite, where Spencer the druggie was smoking pot, and he had that nightmare where he in his own, when he's in the video game and Freddy was playing with him, and fighting his cartoon dad, be like me, be like me. That was funny. And I just like Freddy's Dead. I don't know why. I mean, there's other good scenes in Freddy's Dead. Good kills. What happened to Carlos? You know, Freddy pretended. Freddy pretended to be his Carlos's mother, and shove that what was it a knife in Carlos's ear? That's why he became deaf, and it's just great. Okay, number two, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. This is my second favorite because I like where all the kids had this dream power. They had to fight Freddy. There were some cool deaths in it, like what happened to what's that girl's name? The one who wanted to be an actress, and Freddy kills her by putting her head in the TV stand and it explodes. And he says, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." That was very funny because I like horror mixed with comedy. I do love traditional horrors, but I just put this on my number two list. And there's other cool deaths. So like, hold on, uh, the other death involving a character, I forget his name, but the one who likes to make the puppets, and Freddy, when he was having a nightmare, he cuts the guy's veins out in his dream, and he makes him to a puppet, and with his large nail cuts him, and he falls on the ground. Everybody, well, not everybody, but the woman doctor thought he just committed suicide, or he was just sleepwalking, not knowing that Freddy killed him. That was a cool death. What else happened in Nightmare on Elm Street 3? And it's hard for me to think about this. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to think about this stuff sometimes. But M Street 3. Oh yeah, where Nancy's father Donald. Yeah, and he and the doctor. Did I wrote his name down on here? I made a list. No, I forget the wrote. I wrote the other. I forget to write the doctor's name on there. But when the doctor and Nancy's father Donald had to fight Skeleton Freddy, that was cool. So Elm Street 3, that's my second favorite. Oh yeah, what was the other kid? The wheelchair kid who was the wizard master trying to, kill Freddy, but Freddy said, "Sorry kid, I don't believe in fairy tales," and he kills them. And the heroin addict, and when Freddy said, "Let's get high," put his knives in like drug needles and kills her. That was funny and cool, sad at the same time. Well, Number three, the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, and the first one is the real good movie to me. That was the first movie I ever saw on Freddy Krueger. So that was it was going to be on number two, but I like the Dream Warriors better than the first Nightmare on Elm Street. But I'm sorry, I'm talking too fast. The first Nightmare on Elm Street was the decent and good movie, especially where Johnny Depp got killed in the bed with Freddy and blood everywhere. It was just so amazing. And what happens to Rod Lane? That was just a little cheap death to me. I mean, he just hungs them. And the other teens, he killed Tina while he was scaring her. When she rips off his face, and you see his skeleton face, and he cuts her so badly. That was real gruesome. That's why this movie became a cult classic, became a top at the box office because of all the violence. Number 4, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now I do like this movie. I know some people may like it, some people may hate it. Depends on who you are. When they brought back Heather Langenkamp almost playing herself in real life, but not really. You had that kid from Pet Cemetery, Miko Hughes. I'll say Miko Hughes as little Dylan, and Freddy looking more scarier in this video. I mean, in that movie. The scene where he kills the babysitter, that reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. So Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I do like that movie. Number 5. I don't know if I did a numbers list. Let me just start over. Okay, I said Freddy's Dead number 1, number 2 Nightmare on Elm Street, number 3 the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean number 2 Nightmare on Elm. Now let me start over. Number 1 I said Freddy's Dead. Number 2 Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Number 3 A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Okay, now number 5 A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Now I know a lot of people really didn't like that movie. I bet it's on everybody's bottom list, but A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 I did kind of like. I mean, I do like it. It's just that I don't know if I don't know why he did so bad. Maybe it was because this time it was Jesse, a boy character instead of a boy hero instead of a girl hero or heroine. You know what I'm saying? But A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, when Freddy killed, what was it? What was his name? Gosh. I like when he killed the coach to that guy that was in the. Who do you play on the guy that played the coach? Yeah, that movie Bingo and the Full Metal Jacket when Freddy took in the nightmare took off his clothes and beat his ass with a towel. That was hilarious. That was so hilarious. But the main character was Jesse Wash, and his dad played by Clu Gallagher. I'm not Gallagher. I'm sorry if I said his name wrong. Who was you remember? Who played Burt Wilson in Return of the Living Dead? But Jesse and his girlfriend, when he moves to Nancy's old house and Nancy's old house and his girlfriend Lisa, when they had to fight Freddy and Freddy, I mean Jesse turns to Freddy and he turns back and Freddy controls his body. I know a lot of people really didn't like that movie, but I really thought that was a good movie. I mean, I really did. What was that bully who didn't like I forget the bully that didn't like Jesse the way well, at first they didn't like each other. I think they became friends or something. But when Jesse was having a nightmare, the bully, I forget his name. When Freddy cut open Jesse's body and then kills the guy in his the bully in his room. I don't know if you call him a bully anymore, but that was so outstanding. I like that scene too. Number 5. No, okay, number 6. A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. This one was okay. I like this movie. Just that it just wasn't my all-time favorite on the top list. I'm sorry. But I like the scenes where okay, let's see. Where Dan Jordan got killed on a motorcycle. Wasn't a no, he wasn't was he on his motorcycle and truck? I forget, but I think it was on his motorcycle. I don't know. I forget sometimes. And this is when Yvonne was in the pool swimming, she finally meets Freddy, and now she knows that Alice wasn't crazy. That was a good scene too, especially where Greta was dreaming with her rich bitch mother. She was at the dinner table, and Freddy was a waiter and said "Bon appetit, bitch." That was so funny. shit too. That was funny and scary. Yeah, where Mark, Greta's boyfriend, he loved comic books and he tried to fight Freddy with his superhero strength and it didn't work and he turned to what did Freddy said? Faster than speeding bastard. I forget when he said Super Freddy and told Mark comic books were bad for you. Then as Mark now as a cartoon slices the color out of him. That was so funny. Okay, the final one, my least favorite, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Now, I like 4 too. I mean, 4 is just not my all time favorite because that's the first time we meet Alice, her brother, and her drunk, alcoholic father or whatever. For the funny death to me was when Sheila got killed, where Freddy sucked up her body when she was having that nightmare in class. But he made it look like because she was dying from an asthma attack because she had asthma. And what's that girl's name? Debbie, the one that was scared of a phobia. She was scared of roaches or bugs. And while she was powerlifting, Freddy comes in and then slices her arms and had the bug crawl. I'm sorry. But the bug legs were coming out of her arms, and and Freddy killed her in that roach motel box. It was just funny, and the dream where Alice was at the movies and she was having a nightmare where she was getting sucked up in the big screen. So that's my all-time favorite Freddy films from because Freddy's Dead is my all-time favorite. I know people are going to shit on me on that. Number 2 is, like I said, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Number 3, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 4, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Number 5, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Number 6, I wrote them very small, so I'm right. It's hard for me to read my own writing. Number 6, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and my least favorite was Nightmare on Elm Street 4. But I still say that was a good movie too. And I'm about to end this video, and I'm sorry if my speech is not good sometimes. I always mess up my words, but I'm about to leave. And in my next video, I'm going to do my all-time favorite Child's Play films or Chucky. Anyway, that's it. I'm out.